Okay, so basically I'm in chapter 1 and 2. Wow. Transform yourself and basically approach things in this world that you can figure out their function. But how do you elevate it? How do you get it to the next level of making it kadosh? I'm feeling that all this is about approach, where your intention is, where you want to get to. And the text just builds you into this holy machine. Where does Rav Kook go now?
Okay, so chapter 3 is called 𝗧𝗃 𝗖𝗵𝗽𝗁, the good which is embedded within this approach of holy wisdom.
Groovy.
So the chapters, by the way, were not from Rav Kook himself. His editor, which was the 𝗦𝗢𝗟, Rav Dovid'l, was the one who put the chapter.
And they're all short.
They're all short like this, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're condensing them even further.
What does he say?
He says, 𝗧𝗃 𝗖𝗵𝗽𝗁 𝗵𝗞, this holy wisdom, when it's in its pure, true form, it's 𝗵𝗞 𝗬𝗃. It gives life to everything. And what he goes on to say is that most people have this, and it leads naturally from the idea we were talking about at the end of number 2, this idea that people are wrapped up in this belief that science, we'll call that 𝗃 𝗖𝗵, or something which is easily twisted into 𝗃 𝗖𝗵𝗃 accidentally, and Torah are somehow in this battle with one another. And Rav Kook uses this amazing language, and then I won't probably read too much more, but he says, Hu eino tzoreres shum mada v'shum godel v'siguv. 𝗃 HaKodesh it's not an enemy of any wisdom. It incorporates all wisdom. It abides all wisdom and allows for that to, not only that, but it gives life to all wisdom. It gives a purpose to all wisdom, gives direction to all wisdom. In a certain sense, the only reason, there is a sense, and you get this from Rav Kook a little bit in this piece, there's a sense that people have that religion can sometimes play the role of just giving science, we don't understand this. Let's pause here. This is the realm of religion. Whereas for Rav Kook's way of looking at it, Rav Kook says that the entire enterprise of going forward and attempting to understand this thing is based on the fact that you believe that there's some order and organization to this, that it can be understood. And so in a certain sense, the only way that we would even entertain the possibility of seeing how can we use this thing is if we believe that there perhaps should be a way that we should use this thing once we understand how we can best use it.
It serves a purpose of the one who created it.
Let's say I want to try to understand how to use something, and I can master the entire software. Let's say a music program or a film editing program. I know exactly how to use it. But for what? In other words, now that I know how to make this, what is my end goal? And a lot of people, I feel, myself all the time, what we struggle with more than probably any generation before us is the amount of sheer power that we have to manipulate the world and our surroundings, and it feeling completely and utterly meaningless.
Science and religion are not separate.
No.
And Rav Kook wants to make it very clear from the off that anyone who thinks they are worlds apart, these two gigantic things are just one of the same thing, again, depending on your approach. Why do you think people want to make that separation, want to keep it? Is it just to support their own I don't want to believe attitude because there's more going on behind the scenes in the mind? And from the religious side, no, we stay away from science.
So I'll take the first part first. I'm always loath to attempt to understand how other people work, but I know myself pretty well, so I know why we shy away from, why I shy away from taking 𝗃 𗗖𝗵𝗃 more seriously than I already do. And the reason is because of chapter 1, because anything that I learn is going to be 𝗵𝗞cie𝗱𝗵𝗺, which means it's going to demand of me something. And so if I'm going to say that, well, this wisdom, this mundane wisdom is somehow within the realm of 𝗃 𗗖𝗵𝗃 as well, that means that the fact that I have now learned how to better manipulate the world demands that I use it better and in a more holy way. And that's a scary thing for me. It's a scary thing for a lot of people. It's like we have these new technologies that demands of us that we use the free time that it frees up for us, that we don't have to sit there washing our clothing anymore, and it's being done for us, and food could be prepared more quickly, and we can do everything more, e-commerce, all these different things. It gives us all this free time for what? And so the answer to that question is the 𝗕v HaKodesh. See, most people think of chachmas, holy wisdom. Even, I'm sure in the first episode when people were watching, holy wisdom, it's like, holy wisdom. And Rav Kook wants us to know right away, 𝗕v HaKodesh, that there is a good which is embedded within 𝗕 and the good is that it is the best friend of all other disciplines in the sense that it tells you what to do with those disciplines.